Hello, I am Luke Carmali, this is IGN, and in my hands right now is the Final Fantasy XIV Art of Eorzea art book. So this was only released last week at the London Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest, which I was very lucky enough to attend. For those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO, which is currently available on PS3, PS4 and PC. And at the Fan Fest they talked a lot about the new expansion that's coming out in spring of next year, called Heaven's Ward. So without further ado, let us open it up. So Final Fantasy XIV originally launched as an MMO a couple of years ago and wasn't particularly successful. And then it relaunched as a Realm Reborn, as you can see here. So here you go, this is the first image that I thought was particularly striking. And it says, "For good measure, I drew all of the characters in full so that they can be freely repositioned afterwards." And that was me reading upside down, which is why I'm a little bit stilted with that. But yeah, so this is kind of an image that you may have seen before, but I thought that was particularly striking. And Final Fantasy XIV is quite unique in terms of a lot of MMOs, because you can you create one character and you can kind of change your job and your class as you want. You basically just go and see the trainer for another class and you change it and you start again at level 1, but you don't lose your progress in a previous class. So it's certainly for me, someone who's played a lot of MMOs, that's a particularly unique feature. In the world of Final Fantasy XIV, there's lots of beast tribes, which are kind of these clans of enemies, and they are trying to summon their gods, as it were. You know, they pray to their gods, and their gods are given flesh, and they are called primals. And some of them are friendly, and some of them are not so friendly. And so they're kind of they are some of the antagonists that you'll meet. So yeah, this is I thought that was particularly striking as well. Here we are at again, just some of the classes. So you've got the Mikote and the Lalafell. Just some of the races that you have there. Some weapons as well. And there are, as you can imagine with MMOs, there's lots of weapons and lots of different style. And actually Final Fantasy XIV, they are very, very distinctive, which is very nice. Moogles, that Final Fantasy staple. There's lots of Moogles in a Final Fantasy XIV, and they, as always, are benevolent and lovely. And you can get them as minions, like small pets that follow you around. And they're also the in-game Postal service. But in a recent patch, they have their own primal, who is Good King Mog, which is this one here. And so yeah, this is Final Fantasy XIV's realization of Moogles, which is quite sweet. They're as fluffy and pom-pomish as ever, but I thought that was pretty cool. And this is I believe a Limsa Lominsa, which is one of the main city-states. So there's 3 main city-states in Final Fantasy XIV, and this is one of them, and it's kind of a port town. And this is actually one of the housing districts, because you can buy your own house and kind of build it and decorate it, and you can also get guild housing. This is the outer coil of Bahamut, which is one of the raids. Bahamut was released from his prison in one of the moons of the planet, and he attacked and destroyed the planet, which was their excuse for then completely redesigning the zones and things. Like, you know, the names were the same, but it looked completely different, because why wouldn't it? And then the last one that I wanted to show you, this is just some generic kind of celebration art, which I just thought was quite nice. So yes, this is the Final Fantasy XIV Art of Eorzea art book. It is incredibly beautiful. It's been available for a week now, and if you want to know more, and as I say, almost every picture in it is explained by the artist about why they did it and how they did it. So it's really good read. As a Final Fantasy fan myself, I think it's really good. If you want to know more about Final Fantasy XIV, like, you know, tips on getting started or anything like that, or all the latest news on the upcoming expansion, then head over to IGN.com.